Hey guys, this is Dr. Mike Wu Ming, and I'm also joined by,
Dr. Maisha Claiborne, also known as the Stress-Free Mom MD. Hey, y'all.
and we're co-hosts for the Bootcamp MD that'll be coming up this October 2019 in Atlanta, Georgia. And what, people ask, what exactly is Bootcamp MD? I think it's the premier workshop for physician
Mhm.
entrepreneurs. And we had our first one in January, and it was a rousing success. I know Maisha enjoyed it quite a much.
Look,
And
I enjoyed it so much that I was like, Mike, you got to bring it to Atlanta. So that's how
that's
we
right.
ended up in Atlanta. I was like, why
That's
are you
right.
not doing this in
And
Atlanta?
I've always had inklings to move it over to the East Coast, so this was a perfect opportunity.
hmm
But the reason why we wanted to create this video is to maybe you don't know about myself, maybe you don't know much about Maisha, so I thought it would be a good way of just kind of introducing us and also talk about why I think going to a workshop like Bootcamp MD is something that is essential as a physician who wants to start their own business.
Absolutely.
So so, Maisha, maybe if you could just tell us about your story. How did you get started developing your business? And now, from my understanding, is your entire business or revenue is online.
Yes, yes. So, the catalyst for me starting my business, to be honest, was having my son and wanting to be flexible, to be able to be wherever I need to be for my son whenever I need to be. So that was like the catalyst of it. Um, as a clinical, I don't have the traditional story of burning out, it being the reason that I transitioned, although I have experienced burnout a couple of times in my career. But for me, it was more of I wanted to be able to leverage my time for the money that I was making. And so I transitioned to coaching one-on-one, but at that same time, I was still doing that time for money thing. And so that's when I decided that I was telling my coaching clients, I was saying the same things over and over. And I thought to myself, this is a curriculum. This is an online curriculum that I can empower coaches and still do my coaching, but have it be more online and more leveraged. The other thing is I really wanted to be location independent, right? So wherever I am, wherever I go, I can, if I need to do a quick call, if I want to do coaching, if I want to be somewhere in, Italy for a month, that I can still be doing my virtual coaching. I don't have to worry about leaving a brick and mortar place and not making money because I'm not physically there. So that's why I moved to the online space, because I really wanted to, number one, be very flexible and have my time be leveraged, and also be location independent, which is one of the major, major benefits. I was up at my dad's this past week in Rhode Island, and I was on vacation, and I forgot to block off a space on my calendar, and a discovery call got booked. But so easy, like I was able to do that call, close a new client, and boom, I'm on vacation making money.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, someone probably listen to this. Well, this sounds great, but I don't know how to do it.
hmm
We had mentioned that one of the ways that you had got started is you had a coach, and then you also got involved in going to events. Maybe you can shed some light on that and how that helped you with your career.
Yeah. So one of the things I'm grateful for is that I was introduced to coaching early on in my career as a physician, before I even became a coach. And it was a game changer, to have a coach, to go to, like there was a conference that I went to, one of those, there's like lots of business entrepreneurship conferences. And I've gone to several of them. I went to one out there in I think it was LA back in 2016. And that's really what got me ignited, is to go to these conferences where there are like minds, where there are people who have already done what you want to do, that have the tools, and then you have a community of people that are doing the same thing, so you feel motivated and you can find accountability partners in that process. So like I always say, like I didn't get to where I am by myself, by Googling things or Wikipediaing things or YouTubing things. I got there because I actually had a coach, several coaches actually. I've had several coaches over time, and I still even maintain coaches today, because in order to take things to the next level, you must always have someone that's pulling you in that direction, who knows more than what you know. So yeah, that's sort of how I came to be is just, you know, having coaches, having masterminds, collaborating with great people like you. And yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
here's that $20 out of you.
Thanks. Slip it under the table.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. You know, I mean, it's so right. I mean, I always like to say, you know, entrepreneur, it's a great, you know, I would never change it for anything else, but it can also be very lonely.
Hmm.
You know, especially if you're doing by yourself, you know,
Hmm.
you got a family that
Yeah.
you have to think for, and there's, you know, and it's like being an entrepreneur. I just saw a little, like a meme, like, you know, what the life of an entrepreneur, and it's like a graph like this, you know, you
Oh,
have ups and
yes.
downs.
I know that.
Oh,
Yes.
it's like, hey, it's great. Oh, what am I doing?
Right.
Oh, why am I beating myself up? But yeah, so kind of my story is I'm a little bit older than Maisha, but I was a primary care doctor here in San Diego. Went straight out of residency, and I was like the bottom of the totem pole. And in medical school, you know, you're not supposed to say no, so you say yes to everything, right? And
Hmm.
I had that same mindset when I became a practicing doctor, and I had true, I didn't like have like burnout and depression, but I was really irritated and annoyed by, you know, just the call, and I didn't feel like I was doing what I was trained for, you know, just be
Right.
up all night with call and filling prescriptions on prescriptions that I wasn't comfortable with my colleagues. And my my trajectory of my life changed when I went to a conference in Las Vegas. It was an entrepreneur internet business conference, and you know, it was funny because I didn't tell my boss where I was going. You know, he just assumed it was just another CME medical conference. So I went in, and instead of going to this hotel, I went to the other hotel, and there I met with was going to be one of my coaches or mentors,
Hmm.
and it was almost like an apprenticeship.
Hmm.
I had a business idea at the time. He liked what it was, but and for it to kind of flourish, he wanted me to quote work for him, not in a pay sort of sense, but help
Right.
me with part of my business, and I'll help you with yours.
Right.
And that changed my life. And this guy was a millionaire, and he opened my eyes as the opportunity,
Hmm.
and especially online.
Yeah.
And imagine, and you know, for us, it's called this old hat. You know, create a course, make money from that course. But it's that concept didn't exist to me. You know, I didn't understand that I could just take the knowledge out of my head and somebody would pay me money for that
Yeah.
or create a product with that. And
Hmm.
nowadays, again, I'm not want to sound like one of those like my dad saying, "Oh, back in the day, it was so much harder," but it was a lot harder.
Hmm.
We didn't have PayPal, or we didn't
Yeah.
have affiliate marketing was kind of still in its infancy. There was
Right.
no Facebook,
Right.
so a lot of the money that we used, we'd invest in advertising, Google, you know,
Hmm.
those kinds of things. And now you do have that opportunity with Facebook ads, which you're an expert on, and I'm just learning
Hmm.
from you, Maisha. Um, but my trajectory changed when I had went to an event like that. And so, long story short, one of the reasons that I've created workshops like BootcampMD,
Hmm.
and this will be its second one, but I've done sort of workshops like this in the past, is there really wasn't anything out for physicians specifically that they could go to. You know,
Hmm.
there's a lot of entrepreneur conferences out there. There's a
Hmm.
lot of internet business type workshops that are out there,
Right.
but there's very few that I know of that focused on um, physicians. Um, Maisha, what did you when you came and you came as a speaker as well, and what was great about my speakers is they were attendees. They came through at the
Yes.
whole 2 days. What did you like that from the workshop that you think a physician could benefit from?
Well, so the first thing I really loved was that there was this community of physicians, and the topics were awesome. I mean, they spanned from what you talked about, affiliate marketing, to closing high ticket coaching clients, to some things on real estate investing and So it was a variety of topics on how you can create and generate revenue online, you know. And then the other thing that I really liked, that I got feedback that the participants also very much like, is to be able to have that one-on-one interaction as a speaker with the participants. So we do, you know, sort of the VIP luncheon that we have. And in that time, we really got to connect with the participants and really get to know where they are, and they get to pick our brains a little bit. And I think that's very valuable, because I've never been to a conference where you get to go and have lunch with the speakers. Most of the time the speakers they're like out, you know, they're like gone, and they're incognito, and they're not trying to speak to nobody. But this particular event that you did in San Diego, which we're doing again here in Atlanta, we got to really get to know people, and that allows us to connect. So those are the things I like. I loved your affiliate marketing talk. That was like one of my favorite talks, was the affiliate marketing talk. I think you're going to do it.
You're right. I'm going to expand it a little more into you know, Atlanta, because that was actually, affiliate marketing was one of my first quote 6-figure businesses or ventures that I started online. And what I like about the workshop, it is small. It is you know, we don't have a lot of people. I've been to conferences. I've spoken to conferences with, you know, 500 to 1,000 or more people. I went to a ClickFunnels conference that had 5,000 plus people, which is really cool and everything, but you don't really get to know, you don't really get the relationships, I think, by going to something that big. It really comes, when I look back in the 12, 15 years I've been online, is workshops where I go, there's maybe 10 or 12 or 50 and maybe 100 people at most coming to it, is where I get out of it. I get the relationships, I build the relationships, and I get involved in joint ventures and start businesses from that. And that's what we're hoping to do with BootcampMD. Now, the other thing too is, I'm not saying that the first workshop was perfect, and it wasn't, of course. And so what we did is we got feedback on what they liked, and also what they would like to see. And one of the big things that I heard is, tell us more about starting an online business and getting involved in an online venture. So for this one, we really focused on getting speakers who have been there, done that, who have been successful creating, whether it be coaching, whether it be through affiliate marketing, whether it be through other passive income streams that involve online. We're bringing them here. We're not yet ready to announce who those speakers are, but they're coming. So that's a little teaser for you. But what we want to say is, you know, it's going to be focused on, if you're interested in online entrepreneurship, building a business, kind of a set and forget, creating courses, creating products, and this is what you want, where you want to go, with the mindset that we're doing it as a physician, because I think as a group, there's special, you know, at least legal ramifications that we have to be aware of when we create products. And then again, that's another reason why it's important to come to a workshop like this. Maybe we can give a little sneak preview, Maisha, about what they can expect. Actually, it's a 2-day workshop, and it's October 5th and 6th, I believe. But we're actually having, for those who are new to all this, is we're having the Friday, the day before, kind of like a 4-hour or so introduction for people who are new. So Maisha, you want to kind of talk about what that's all about?
Yes, like you read my mind. Before I do that, I just want to kind of piggyback on what you said earlier about, you know, having something that's for physicians by physicians, because there are some things out there that are targeting doctors that are not run by doctors. And as you know, we have a very unique experience as physicians. And so it is, you know, great to have things that are done for physicians, but it's even better to have things that are these conferences that are put on by physicians who have experienced it, who've gone through the training that you've gone through, who understand intimately what it is to be a physician and being an entrepreneur, and all of the little intricacies that come with that. So I just wanted to throw that in because, you know, I'm really a proponent of being a physician supporting physicians. And I know that you know, Mike, that you're the same way. And it's important to make that distinction. So with that said, with that said, little sneak preview. So I wanted to do something because there were people who, you know, I came to the last workshop that gave feedback. And so we created that for them, but then there are going to be people who come to this workshop who maybe didn't come to the last workshop. And I wanted to create a half day that gave some foundation to starting a business, and also to the mindset that it takes to start a business. You know, one of the battle cries of the last one is you got to get your mind right. So in the Friday half day, we're going to talk about what are the foundations, what are the foundational things that you need in order to start the business, and then like really start to tease out, you know, what could your pathway be? What could your ideal be? Like, we're going to really work with you on that. And then what are the things that sort of stand in your way? What are the internal conversations that you're dealing with that could be getting in the way of you really moving forward now and actually starting now? So that's that's the little teaser for Friday of what I'm going to be doing. What about you?
Well, I mean, that's important. And a lot of people say, oh, mindset, you know, that's easy. I think it's the most important component of being an entrepreneur. And especially when you're a physician, and, you know, all I knew is for me to make more money, I need to work more.
Yes.
You know, I need to, that's the only way I can do it, make more money, is see more patients. And that's ripe for burnout. And what we want to show you is now you've got to do a different mindset, but you also have to take in everything that comes with running a business, being an entrepreneur, understanding that, you know, when you're having an entrepreneur, you also have to think about other things like, you know, there's no 401k usually when you first start, you know, insurance, those things you have to be aware of. So that's going to be key important. So yeah, you're going to be heading that up on Friday. And then on the rest of the weekend, we're going to be covering a whole variety of different topics, from affiliate marketing, which, if you don't know, it's a way where you can make money when you don't have your own product, when you are promoting other people's products and services, which is great. And I think that's one of the easiest ways for a doctor to get involved in. You're going to be talking a course on how to create courses, correct?
Yes, how to create online courses. And we're talking about automation, how to automate your business, whether you're creating an online course or whether you're going and doing like a group coaching program. So what does it look like to automate a business? And the lovely S word, sales. One of my favorite things to talk about. I'm going to be talking about sales and, you know, breaking down the sales process for people.
Yeah, that one I'm for sure going to be taking notes on that.
Yeah.
I'm also going to be talking about consulting, consulting, you know, finding your niche, finding what works for you, and then how you take those ideas and actually implementing and actually profiting, you know, from that, and how to make $1,000, $5,000, $10,000 a month or more with consulting. And then there were some topics that we're not ready yet to disclose, but again, the secret is out. You're going to have to keep on watching and checking out the page. So on this video, there should be a link where you can go to and to find out more information. And by that time, there should be some speakers. Other speakers may or may not be, depending on when you're watching the video. But it's coming up this October 5th and 6th, with that optional day on October 4th. We do have a special hotel rate too. That's also on the page. And after you register, you'll be getting a link. We've got a special hotel rate for those who are coming to Atlanta, or, you know, for flying in. But is there anything else that you want to add about the BootcampMD?
Yes.
And there's a lot.
Yes. Look, y'all, you know, just based on the sneak preview that we've given you, you better register, because like this is going to be gold. It really is. I mean, when I talk to my clients, this is the stuff that they want to hear. This is the gold that they want to know. So even my clients are going to be there. They're like, should I register for this? Because I'm already here. I'm like, yes, come. So this is the foundation of what you need to actually begin to step into entrepreneurship. And all of the additional speakers that we're going to be announcing, additional topics, there, you know, it's going to be a bonus and an enhancement. But even based on what you've heard, you already know that if you're wanting to step into entrepreneurship, you're going to get the foundations that you need. So, you know, I want you guys to come. I want to meet you all. I want you guys to register. because this is the first step. Like, this is the first breakthrough that you will be having in taking the next level, in like your financial freedom, your independence, from the chains that medicine has put on us. So register.
That's awesome. That's why she's doing our sales talk. She's really great at that. But all kidding aside, is some of the feedback I'm getting is they're telling me that the price is too cheap, and I agree. I mean, just our combined knowledge of what we've done would be able to do. I've belonged, and I know you yourself have belonged to
Yes.
mastermind groups, high-end coaching that is 5 figures or more.
Yes.
There. So before I get my mind right and change the price, right now we're doing it at an incredibly low price. I mean, if you actually calculate how many hours that you're going to be here with the price, especially if you get it at the early bird price, is really pennies on the dollar.
Yeah,
In terms
it's a
of the
no-brainer,
knowledge.
y'all.
Yeah, I really don't know, but the reason why we're doing it, it's not for financial.
Yeah.
Obviously that plays a part in it, but we really, my thing is, I am very passionate about doctors, and what happens is I see the doctors and they're going out and they go on the forums and they said, oh, here's a conference that I want to go to. What do you think about it? And the same conference has been running for the last 20 years. And the same questions have been asked. It's just, why can't physicians get together and teach other physicians? If that's something that you're looking to do, it's imperative that you sign up for BootcampMD. The link is right here, coming up in Atlanta. I'm super excited. I know Maisha is, and we're really excited for you. She's dancing. We're really excited for you to come. So go ahead, register below, and we look forward to meeting you and seeing you at BootcampMD in Atlanta.
See y'all soon.